Let us hold fast to this truth. No soul that has tread the paths of this earth has ever truly faded into oblivion. After 83 years cloaked in the shadows of history, a long-forgotten interview with Nikola Tesla has emerged, casting light on the innermost chambers of a mind that reshaped the contours of human possibility. Renowned as a colossus of physics and engineering, Tesla was far more than a master of invention. He was a figure veiled in enigma, a seeker who plumbed the mysteries of eternity, the unseen, and the persistence of life beyond the fragile shell of mortality. His intellect, a crucible for ideas that defied the constraints of his time, conjured visions of wonders yet unborn. The wireless transmission of electricity across vast distances, whispers of teleportation, and audacious promises to patrons who dared to fund his groundbreaking experiments. Yet, beneath the mantle of genius, Tesla remained profoundly human, his spirit shaped by aspirations that soared to the heavens, fears that anchored him to earth, and a relentless hunger for truths that transcended the material world. To encounter his words now, after nearly a century of silence, is to stand in the presence of a man who walked the edge of time, peering into the infinite while tethered to the fleeting pulse of humanity. In the waning years of his extraordinary life, at the age of 74, Nikola Tesla granted a rare and luminous interview in 1930, a conversation that lay buried in the archives of history until its rediscovery, like a star emerging from the cosmic void. Though the exact date of this exchange remains shrouded in uncertainty, the ideas it holds gleam with a clarity and prescience that render time irrelevant. The journalist, awestruck by Tesla's towering legacy, posed a question that sought to capture the breadth of his foresight. It is whispered that you foresaw the arc of both the 20th and 21st centuries. In the crucible of your laboratories, you cleaved the atom, unveiled the enigmatic dance of cosmic rays from realms unknown, and fashioned a device capable of summoning tremors in the Earth's very bones. Some proclaim that you pierced the veil of nature's secrets, revealing that earth, air, and water are saturated with the living essence of the ether, a force that pulses with the vitality of creation itself. What are your reflections on such claims? Tesla's response, delivered with the weight of a sage and the humility of a seeker, affirmed the profundity of his discoveries while hinting at the uncharted horizons he had yet to conquer. His words, steeped in both triumph and longing, invited the listener into a mind that saw not merely the world as it was, but as it might become. A world where the boundaries of science and spirit blurred into a singular radiant truth. With a voice that carried the cadence of both conviction and quiet sorrow, Tesla replied, "The discovery of the ether's living energy stands among my greatest triumphs, a revelation that unveils the heartbeat of the cosmos. Yet, I must confess, I stand before you a man defeated, not by failure of intellect, but by the weight of visions I could not fully bring to life." The journalist, sensing the depth of this admission, leaned closer, his curiosity kindled. "Mr. Tesla, what dreams eluded your grasp?" After a pause, heavy with the gravity of reflection, Tesla answered, "My ambition was to bathe the entire planet in light, to forge a second sun that would banish darkness forever. The energy to achieve this lies within our reach, boundless and eager to be harnessed. In Colorado, I charged the earth itself with currents of power, proving what might be possible. But humanity, bound by its fears and unready for such revelations, turns away from the gifts I offer." His words, tinged with the ache of a prophet born too soon, painted a portrait of a man whose heart yearned to illuminate not just the physical world, but the soul of a species yet to awaken. Tesla's regret was not for his own sake, but for a world that clung to shadows when it might have embraced the dawn. Tesla's thoughts unfolded like a symphony of wonder, each note resonating with the harmony of the universe he sought to understand. He spoke of his experiments in Colorado, where he had infused the earth with energy, as if stirring a slumbering giant to life. "Consider the compositions of Mozart and Bach," he said, his eyes alight with fervor. "Their melodies carry a positive force, a vibration that uplifts the spirit and can be harnessed for practical ends. Within the earth's depths lies an energy of peace, love, and joy, forces I have spent decades striving to comprehend and wield." He described the fragrance of flowers as a balm for the body, the radiance of sunlight as nourishment for the soul, and the myriad forms of life as a sacred puzzle for the scientist to solve. "All my life's work," Tesla declared, "has been a pilgrimage to uncover these hidden forces, to reveal the energies that flow through every substance and every heart. I know I will not unravel every secret, for the universe is vast and my time finite. Yet I will never cease my quest." He prophesied that, in a century's time, science would begin to speak openly of dark energy, a mysterious presence that weaves through the cosmos, sculpting gravity and driving the universe's ceaseless expansion. Tesla's vision was not merely scientific, but poetic, a call to recognize the divine artistry embedded in the fabric of existence. As the conversation deepened, Tesla's voice grew softer, yet more expansive, as if he were speaking not to the journalist, but to the ages. He returned to the concept of the ether, a universal energy that he believed coursed through the veins of nature, the stirrings of human emotion, and the silent breath of the earth itself. For too long, mankind has sought power in distant realms, coal, oil, machines, forgetting that the greatest force resides within. He mused. This energy, whether you call it ether, the divine spark, or something beyond name, is the lifeblood of all existence. It dwells in the hidden depths of our planet, in the intricate patterns of light, in the resonant harmony of music, and in the quiet power of a single thought. Tesla envisioned a future where this force would give rise to technologies capable of feeding the hungry, healing the sick, and rendering obsolete the destructive energies that scarred the earth. Yet, with a pang of sorrow, he acknowledged the obstacles of his era. Politics mired in self-interest, greed that blinded men to truth, and a pervasive fear of the unknown that stifled progress. He recounted a haunting experiment where he observed light collapsing into a single point in space, as if a star were devouring itself. "I discovered a star that can vanish," he said. "Its light so dense it could be contained in a sphere no larger than an apple, yet its weight surpasses that of our entire solar system." These words, spoken decades before the concept of black holes entered scientific discourse, stand as a monument to Tesla's ability to see beyond the horizon of his time, glimpsing truths that would reshape our understanding of the cosmos. When the conversation turned to matters of faith, Tesla spoke with a reverence tempered by reason, his words threading a delicate path between science and spirituality. He viewed religions as humanity's earnest attempts to capture the infinite within the confines of mortal language, noble endeavors, yet dwarfed by the immensity of the universe. "No single creed can claim the absolute truth," he said, his voice steady yet soft. "Religions and philosophies are mirrors reflecting our longing to understand the source of life and our place within it. But God, as I perceive it, is no anthropomorphic deity. It is an infinite force, the primal energy from which all existence flows, a presence that neither judges nor punishes, but simply is." Tesla's caution was palpable, for he knew that such views, bold and unorthodox, could invite scorn in the early 20th century, where a scientist's reputation could be shattered by a single misstep. Yet, in the sanctity of this private exchange, he bared his soul, offering a vision of divinity that was not a ruler enthroned in the heavens, but a boundless pulse that animates the stars, courses through the earth, and resonates in the quiet depths of every human heart. His words were a bridge between the empirical and the eternal, a testament to a mind that sought truth in both the measurable and the ineffable. As the conversation ventured deeper into the mysteries of the cosmos, Tesla's voice took on a fervent intensity, as if he were unspooling the very threads of creation. Gravity, he declared, is the key we must unlock to learn how to soar, not merely through the skies, but beyond the confines of our earthly forms. I have no interest in crafting flying machines of metal and gears. My dream is to teach humanity to fly by the power of its own consciousness, to tap the latent energy that hums in the air around us. He paused, his gaze distant, as if peering into a realm invisible to others. Emptiness is a myth. There is no void, neither on Earth nor in the vastness of the cosmos. Every particle, every breath, is alive with potential. Tesla spoke of black holes, those enigmatic gateways to primordial matter, not merely as scientific curiosities, but as symbols of transformation, portals where energy shifts from one state to another. These phenomena, he said, are not just physical. They whisper of the nature of existence itself, of cycles that bind birth to dissolution, matter to spirit. His words wove a tapestry of science and philosophy, suggesting that the universe was not a cold mechanism, but a living symphony, its notes encoded in the vibrations of light, the pull of gravity, and the unspoken dreams of humanity. Yet he tempered his idealism with pragmatism, acknowledging the skepticism of his era. "The world is not ready for such truths," he said softly. "But I will speak them nonetheless, for they are the seeds of a future yet to bloom." When the journalist ventured into personal territory, asking about family, homeland, and loved ones, Tesla's demeanor grew serene, almost detached, as if he had long made peace with his solitary path. "I have never taken a wife, nor fathered children," he said, his voice calm yet tinged with a quiet resolve. "Solitude has been my companion, for only in its embrace can one fully surrender to the mysteries of the world. A family demands energy, a precious resource I poured entirely into my work, leaving none to spare. Yet beneath this stoic exterior lay a heart that felt deeply, a soul attuned to the subtle currents of existence." Tesla spoke of immortality not as a religious promise, but as a scientific certainty. "In the beginning, there was energy, and from it, matter arose," he explained, his words carrying the weight of revelation. "All that we see, stars, planets, human bodies, the whispering leaves of trees, is light compressed into form, a dance of energy from a primal source. Death, then, is no end but a transition. The body dissolves, but the essence, the vibration, endures eternally." His conviction was not born of faith but of experience, forged in the crucible of experiments that revealed the interconnectedness of all things. "No one who has ever lived has truly died," he said, "for energy is indestructible, and life is but one of its myriad expressions." Tesla's vision of immortality was both a comfort and a challenge, urging humanity to see itself not as fleeting shadows, but as eternal waves in the ocean of the cosmos. As the dialogue turned to the nature of electricity, Tesla's face softened, and for the first time, a faint smile flickered across his lips, as if he were sharing a cherished secret. "Everything is electricity," he said, his voice alive with wonder. "In the dawn of creation there was an infinite source of light, and from it sprang the substances that wove the universe, galaxies, Earth, and the vibrant tapestry of life. We think of light as what our eyes perceive, but true light is black, a hidden radiance that holds the greatest mysteries of existence. He described a single quantum of this light as a vessel of unimaginable power, capable of containing nuclear, chemical, and mechanical energies, and forces yet undiscovered. One such particle, he said, could shift the orbit of the Earth itself. Tesla's words painted a universe where matter was merely light frozen in intricate patterns, where every stone, every breath, every thought was a fragment of the same primal energy. We are not bodies, he asserted, but waves, vibrations, notes in a vast cosmic symphony. To understand this is to see that all living things are bound together, threads in a single fabric woven by the hand of creation. His quiet confidence suggested a man who had glimpsed truths beyond the reach of his peers, a visionary who saw the universe not as a collection of parts, but as a living whole, pulsating with the electricity of existence. The journalist, emboldened by Tesla's candor, touched on a concept Tesla had hinted at in his writings: cosmic pain. "You speak of a pain that permeates the universe," he said. "What does this mean?" Tesla paused, his expression grave, as if weighing the burden of his answer. "Cosmic pain," he began, "is the anguish the soul feels when the harmony of existence is disrupted. It is the root of disease, poverty, war, and all the sorrows that plague humanity. Most are blind to it, yet it shapes our lives in ways we scarcely comprehend." He described feeling physical pain when those close to him suffered, as if their wounds echoed in his own being. "We are forged from the same essence," he said. "Our souls are tethered by invisible threads. When a child weeps or a kind heart perishes, a shadow falls upon us all, an inexplicable sadness that is not personal, but shared." Tesla believed this awareness could be a key to healing, a path to mending the fractures of humanity. He spoke of the stars and planets as silent influencers, their births and deaths resonating in our dreams, our intuitions, our unspoken longings. "Emotions are not mere reactions," he said, "but part of a vast mechanism that binds all beings in the universe. To understand these connections is to take the first step toward spiritual awakening." His words were both a diagnosis and a call to action, urging humanity to recognize its unity and rise above the divisions that fuel suffering. As the interview neared its close, Tesla's thoughts turned to the interconnectedness of all things, his voice imbued with both hope and urgency. "The world is a delicate fabric," he said, "where every thread, every thought, every action ripples across the whole. Goodness begets goodness. Evil sows suffering. Many of humanity's woes could be healed if we simply chose to cease causing harm." He acknowledged the utopian ring of his words, but stood firm in their truth. "Man is prone to destruction," he admitted, "a flaw woven into his nature. Yet this is not our destiny. Each day we have the power to choose kindness, to wield nonviolence as the highest expression of strength." Tesla condemned war in all its forms, even those cloaked in banners of justice or freedom. "True victory," he said, "is not the conquest of an enemy, but the triumph over the impulse to destroy." He envisioned a future where science would unlock miracles, diseases vanquished through the power of vibrations, journeys to distant stars, and energy freely shared with all. Yet he grieved that humanity's penchant for conflict persisted, its tools of destruction growing ever more sophisticated, while its capacity for love lagged behind. Still, Tesla's faith in a brighter dawn remained unshaken. "The future belongs to those who carry light," he declared, "to those who embrace knowledge, who fear not the truth, who choose compassion even in the darkest hours. Humanity is not yet ready, but it is stirring, and that awakening is our hope." As the interview drew to a close, Tesla's words lingered like the final notes of a symphony, resonant and eternal. His farewell was a message not just for the journalist, but for generations yet to come. Humanity is awakening, and that is what matters. These words, the last recorded in the interview, lay dormant in the archives for over 8 decades, a testament sealed in time until its rediscovery breathed new life into Tesla's vision. Now, they speak again. A beacon from a man who strode beyond the boundaries of his era, yet remained tethered to the Earth's heartbeat. Tesla emerges from these pages not merely as a scientist, but as a poet of the cosmos, a prophet whose insights bridged the empirical and the divine. His legacy is a call to see the world anew, to recognize the energy that binds us, the light that defines us, and the choices that will shape our destiny. In his voice, we hear the echo of a truth both ancient and urgent, that we are not separate, but one. And in that unity lies the promise of a future illuminated by knowledge, peace, and the boundless potential of the human spirit.